What's up everybody, Dante here. Got a little head-to-head comparison between these two DSLR cameras. We got the Sony Alpha 65 and the Canon Rebel T4i. Right now I'm going to do a comparison between the two and show you pretty much the button layout. I'm not going to go into picture quality between the two because I think it's a little unfair comparison because the Alpha has a 24.3 megapixel sensor and this one has an 18 megapixel sensor. So the picture quality will be a little bit better on this one, but I'm going to do mostly a video comparison between the two and which one has the faster autofocus, the more silent motor somewhat, but these are the kit lenses. These ain't the high-end lenses with the silent motor. These are the kit lenses, the 18 by 55 millimeter lens. So it's not going to be like a big drastic comparison where one's silent than the other, but I just want to show you how these kit lenses hold up in like outdoor comparisons and things like that when you're out in the field making a video of your child or your daughter or whatever running, playing a football game, soccer game, or anything like that. Basically what this review is going to be about. I'm going to talk about the layout and the screens and things like that. So let's go and get into this comparison right now. I'm going to start with the Alpha 65. I'm about to say 58. See, now with the Alpha 65 is pretty much similar to the Alpha 58. The button layout is pretty much the same. You got your movie buttons. You got your viewfinder LCD button where you can look through the viewfinder only. You don't have to look at the screen and things like that. The mode dial still on the same side. It's like it's pretty much the same layout, but the big difference between the two now is the screen. Now this screen flips out and you can kind of flip it under. I guess you can kind of use it as your viewfinder if you're doing video, but the way the screen flips out under the DSLR, if you have it on there on a tripod, it really doesn't help you in the long run. So I really don't understand why they did that, but as far as that layout, it's pretty much the same, you know. But on the left-hand side of the Alpha 58 now, this time around, it has a remote. So you can just stick a little adapter in here, use a remote with it. It also has GPS in this camera, so you could definitely geotag your pictures with the Alpha 65, which can be useful. I haven't used this feature, but you know, some people may want to use this feature. The touchscreen, the screen is not a touchscreen, so it's pretty much just a regular screen that can flip out and swivel and rotate. Now I want to turn my attention to the Canon Rebel T4i. Now this is the first DSLR camera that Canon has made with an autofocus inside. Now my comparisons I'm going to show you later on in this video. You can see the little difference I have and the complaints I have with this lens and this camera compared to the Alpha 65. So, but that being said, that's just one of those things I wanted to put up to you. But one of the other things I like about this particular camera is that the screen flips out in this direction where you can actually see the screen and kind of do a self video and things like that. So, but the button layout for this camera is kind of similar as well as the Sony Alpha, but the mode dial is on the right hand side of the camera instead of the left hand side. It all is easy things that you can just adjust for, but the manual focus and aperture setting wheel is in front of the shutter button. You know, like I said, it's just little subtle changes that can give a break. If it's not really a big deal, it's just how you really want it, basically. You know, it's how you want it. Now on the Sony, is in front of the shutter button, which like I said, it doesn't really matter to me. It's still accessible, real easy for me to use. It doesn't matter. The movie buttons are pretty much located in the same way, and the directional pads are pretty much the same. The way I look at it is this: when it comes to a formula, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now they may do things a little differently depending on the company, but it's pretty much the same layout no matter where you go when it comes to a DSLR camera. The movie button's gonna be right next to the viewfinder and things like that. So that's pretty much how it's gonna be when it comes to a camera, either it's Nikon, Sony, Canon, or any other company out there that makes DSLR cameras. Now one of the advantages, you could say it is an advantage in the long run, but the Canon Rebel T4i comes with a touchscreen. Now, some people may or may not like a touchscreen. Me personally, it doesn't really matter, but I guess it's one of those useful features you don't use until you start using it and you'll appreciate it a little bit more. So we'll have to see how that turns out in the long run. But these both take SD cards, but the Sony does take those Pro Duo cards that Sony used to make, but you know, Sony just, they're kind of like the Apple, where they want you to use their products for certain things, but they kind of let you have the freedom to use other ones. So, but you know, that's give or take depending on who you ask on that situation. Doesn't really matter, but it's just one of those little things I just wanted to point out. But the picture quality, like I said, it's not going to be a fair comparison in my opinion, because this is a 24 megapixel sensor in the Alpha 65, and the Canon just has an 18 megapixel. Now, not saying it doesn't do good pictures, but if you look at some of these pictures from the Sony one on a Retina MacBook Pro or the 1080p display laptop or the screen, you'll see the big differences between the two. So Picture quality, I'm not going to talk about that. I just want to basically talk about video quality in this one. So I just want to show you the quickness of these lenses when it comes to autofocus and see how they hold up. Now there is a little advantage with the Alpha 65 because of it shoots in 60p, so it's a little bit smoother as far as the frame rates per second. So, but enough with that comparisons and talking that I've been doing. But so let's go and take a look at some video that I took at FDR Park here in Philadelphia and see the difference between the lenses and the autofocus speeds of these two cameras. So let's go and get into it. And as you can see in those videos that I did, the Sony's a little bit faster, a little bit quieter, just a little bit. It still makes noise. It's not completely silent. This ain't a silent motor lens, but you can see the quickness of it and see how less noise that it makes compared to the Canon. Now the Canon can make a boatload of noise in my opinion. I just don't understand why they make so much noise, but the autofocus works when it's supposed to. You know, it's not the best, but you know, the first entry is pretty good. You know, I give it that. But I've been using Sony cameras for years, and I've just been accustomed to Sony and their autofocus features when it comes to their camera, so that's what I'm used to. So switching over to Canon is kind of a little hard for me, but I give anything a chance to just see how it holds up and see how it works. I'm not going to be biased and just say, oh, I'm only Sony, this and that, but I give everything a chance. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. It's plain and simple. But this is pretty much the end of this little head-to-head comparison. I just hope this helps you in the long run choosing which one you want to go with. Like I said, now if I had started with Canon, with just manual focus and things like that, I probably would say, oh, I like Canon because of, I like the manual focus, I like these features, I like that feature. Then if I try to switch to a Sony, it doesn't do things that I'm used to. So it's kind of in between where you go from whichever one you started with, you're kind of used to using that product. Like people who use PCs for years, then tried to use a Mac and didn't like a Mac because it didn't work how a PC works. So it's the same type of situation here. I had a Sony camera first, it had autofocus, it had little things that I just got used to and appreciated. Then when I switched over to a Canon, I felt cheated in the long run because some of the features I got used to with one brand didn't have it with this brand. So it's kind of like that type of situation. I just wanted to show you in this video, just show you at least little subtle things that you don't really appreciate at first, but then when you start to switch over and try new things, then you start to realize how much you really appreciate them. But I want to thank you guys for watching this comparison. I hope you like it. I hope it helps you in the long run, that you can make your choice which one you want to go with. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what camera you prefer over the other, if you even use either Canon or Sony, or if you use Nikon, anything. Let me know in the comment section. And also give this video a thumbs up. It helps out in the long run. I appreciate everything that y'all do for me. And if you also want to see more videos like comparisons, reviews, anything like that, and also fitness videos over here, hit that subscribe button. You'll be informed of my latest videos that come up, and also you'll be entering into giveaways that I do from time to time on little products like that. So I want to thank you guys for everything, and I will see you in my next video.